There are voices in your mind that tell you you're not enough, that whisper you will fail, that echo every mistake you've ever made. This story will show you how to silence the voice that has been holding you back your entire life. In a quiet city lives a young woman named Elena. Elena is talented, creative, and full of dreams. She paints, not for money or fame, but because it makes her feel alive. Her hands move across the canvas with confidence, creating worlds others can only imagine. But there is something else living inside Elena. A voice. It speaks quietly at first. As she finishes a painting, it whispers, "It's not good enough." When she shows her work to friends, it mutters, "They're just being polite." When opportunity knocks, it shouts, "You'll embarrass yourself." And here is the truth many never admit. The cruelest voice you'll ever hear is not from the world. It's the one inside your own head. Elena's talent is undeniable. Her art teacher sees it. Her friends see it. Even strangers stop to admire her work. But Elena cannot see it, because the voice is louder than the praise. The doubt drowns out the truth. One day, a local gallery announces an open exhibition. Any artist can submit. Elena's friend Maria grabs her arm, excitement in her eyes. "You have to enter. This is your chance." But the voice is already speaking. "Your work isn't ready. Everyone else will be better. They'll laugh at you." Elena's hand trembles as she holds her paintbrush. She looks at her canvas and suddenly every stroke looks wrong, and this is how doubt works. It doesn't attack your failures. It attacks your strengths. It takes what you love and convinces you it's worthless. Elena tells Maria, "I'm not ready yet. Maybe next year." Maria's face falls, but she nods. She doesn't know that Elena has been saying next year for the past 5 years. That night, Elena sits in her small studio, surrounded by paintings. Beautiful paintings, but all she sees are flaws. The voice lists them one by one. "This color is wrong. That shadow doesn't work. You've wasted so much time." She picks up her brush, trying to fix what the voice says is broken, but the more she tries, the worse it gets. Because perfectionism isn't about excellence. It's about fear wearing a respectable mask. Days turn into weeks. Elena keeps painting, but she hides her work. She finishes pieces, then stacks them facing the wall. Because if no one sees them, no one can judge them. And if no one judges them, the voice stays quieter. But here is the trap. The voice doesn't want you to succeed. It wants you to stay safe. And safety feels like a warm prison until you realize you've locked yourself inside. Elena watches other artists online. Their work is everywhere. Galleries, exhibitions, social media. The voice uses this against her. "See? They're talented. You're not." They're brave. "You're a coward." Comparison becomes her daily ritual. She scrolls through profiles of successful artists, each one making her feel smaller. And isn't this what many of us do? We use other people's highlights to write our own story of failure. Elena stops going to art meetups. Every invitation feels like exposure. What if they ask about my work? What if they realize I'm a fraud? The voice convinces her that staying invisible is the same as staying safe. But invisibility has a cost. No one can celebrate you if they can't see you. No one can support you if you're hiding. And slowly, Elena begins to disappear, not just from the art world, but from herself. Her friend Maria tries to reach out. "Elena, I haven't seen you in weeks. Are you okay?" Elena forces a smile. "I'm just busy, working on some new pieces." But the truth is, she's been staring at blank canvases, paralyzed by the voice that never stops. One evening, Elena's mother visits. She walks through the studio, looking at the paintings stacked against the walls. "These are beautiful," she says softly. "Why are they hidden?" Elena shrugs. "They're not finished." Her mother turns to look at her. "Or are you just afraid to call them finished?" The words sting because they're true. And here is a painful reality. Sometimes the people who love us see what we refuse to see in ourselves. That night, Elena lies awake. The voice is relentless. "You're wasting your life. You're talented but too weak to use it. You'll die with all this potential locked inside." And for the first time, Elena feels something stronger than doubt. She feels anger. Weeks pass. The voice grows louder. Elena stops painting altogether. Her studio becomes a storage room for abandoned dreams. Canvases gather dust. Brushes dry out. The space that once felt like freedom now feels like a graveyard. One morning, Elena wakes up and realizes she can't remember the last time she felt joy. The voice has taken everything. Her confidence, her creativity, her sense of self. And here is the danger of unchallenged doubt. It doesn't just limit you, it erases you. Elena walks through the city, watching people live their lives. A musician plays guitar on the corner, singing without fear. A dancer practices in the park, moving with abandon. A child paints on the sidewalk with chalk, creating without judgment. And Elena wonders, when did I lose that? When did creating become so heavy? She finds herself standing in front of the gallery where the exhibition was held months ago. Through the window, she sees paintings on the walls. Some are stunning. Some are simple. Some are strange. But they're all there, visible, shared, alive. Elena feels a wave of regret. That could have been my work. That could have been my moment. But the voice interrupts. It's too late now. You missed your chance. But then something shifts. Elena hears a different voice. Not the voice of doubt. The voice of truth. It's quiet, buried beneath years of criticism, but it's there. And it says, it's not too late. It's never too late. She returns home and stands in her studio. Really looks at it for the first time in months. The paintings, the potential, the life she's been running from. And Elena makes a decision. She's tired of running. She picks up a canvas. Not to fix it. Not to perfect it. Just to look at it honestly. And for the first time, she sees it clearly. It's not flawless, but it's beautiful. It's real. It's hers. The voice of doubt rises again. Don't do this. You'll fail. You'll be humiliated. But Elena speaks back, out loud, to the empty room. Maybe. But I'd rather fail trying than disappear hiding. And this is the moment everything changes. Because healing doesn't begin when the voice stops. It begins when you stop listening. Elena doesn't wait for courage. She acts despite fear. The next morning, she calls Maria. Is there another exhibition coming up? Maria's voice bursts with excitement. Yes, next month. Are you entering? Elena takes a breath. Yes. The word feels heavy and light at the same time. Heavy with risk. Light with freedom. She begins preparing her pieces. But this time, she doesn't listen to the voice. When it says this isn't good enough, she paints anyway. When it says they'll reject you, she submits anyway. When it says you're making a mistake, she moves forward anyway. Because this is the truth about doubt. You don't defeat it by being perfect. You defeat it by being brave. The weeks leading up to the exhibition are hard. The voice fights back viciously. Every brushstroke is criticized. Every decision is questioned. But Elena has learned something powerful. The voice will always speak. But she doesn't have to obey. She develops a new habit. Every time the voice speaks, she responds with truth. You're not talented. Truth. I've been creating for years. Talent isn't the issue. Fear is. No one will like your work. Truth. Some will. Some won't. That's not the point. The point is I create. And slowly the voice loses power. Not because it stops, but because Elena stops giving it authority over her life. The day of the exhibition arrives. Elena stands in the gallery, her paintings on the wall. Her heart pounds. Her hands shake. The voice whispers its final attacks. Everyone is judging you. You're exposed. You've made a terrible mistake. But Elena looks at her work, displayed with light and space and respect, and she feels something she hasn't felt in years. Pride. Not arrogance. Not perfection. Just honest, quiet pride. I did this. I faced my fear. I'm here. People begin to arrive. Some walk past her paintings quickly. Others stop and stare. One woman stands in front of Elena's largest piece for several minutes, her eyes glistening. She turns to Elena. Did you paint this? Elena nods. The woman smiles. It's breathtaking. Thank you. And in that moment, Elena understands. Her work doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be honest. Because honest work reaches people. Perfect work just sits in storage. The exhibition ends, but Elena's transformation has just begun. She doesn't suddenly become fearless. The voice of doubt still appears. But now she knows how to respond. She keeps creating. Not for applause. Not for validation. But because creating is who she is. And denying that was slowly killing her. Elena starts teaching art classes for beginners. Students come nervous, afraid of judgment. She tells them, the voice will try to stop you. It will tell you you're not good enough. But that voice is lying. You don't need permission to create. You just need courage to begin. One student, a young girl, asks, but what if I fail? Elena smiles. Then you'll have tried. And trying is the only real success. Months pass. Elena's work begins to gain recognition. Small galleries reach out. People commission pieces. Her name spreads quietly through the art community. But the greatest victory isn't external. It's internal. She no longer hides her work. She no longer waits for perfection. She creates, shares, improves, and repeats. And here is the lesson. Growth doesn't happen in hiding. It happens in motion. One evening, Elena sits in her studio, painting. The voice of doubt whispers, "This piece isn't very good," but Elena doesn't stop. She doesn't argue. She simply replies, "Maybe, but I'm painting it anyway." And that is freedom. Not the absence of doubt, but the refusal to be controlled by it. Elena looks around her studio. The walls are covered with her work. Some pieces are strong. Some are weak. But they're all real. They all exist. And that's what matters. Because the opposite of doubt isn't confidence. It's action. Elena's story is not about becoming perfect. It's about becoming brave. It's about learning that the voice in your head is not your truth. It's just fear wearing your voice. Elena's story is about all of us. Because each of us carries a voice that tries to stop us. A voice that lists our flaws, magnifies our failures, and minimizes our strengths. And in those moments, we face the same choice Elena did. Do we listen? Or do we act? The moral lessons. Number 1. The voice of doubt is not your truth. That critical voice inside you is not wisdom. It's fear pretending to protect you. It will always find reasons why you shouldn't try. But those reasons are lies designed to keep you safe, not to help you grow. Number 2. Courage is not the absence of fear. Elena didn't wait until she felt brave. She acted while afraid. That's real courage. Moving forward despite the voice, not after it stops. Because if you wait for fear to leave, you'll wait forever. Number 3. Perfectionism is fear in disguise. Elena kept saying her work wasn't ready. But nothing is ever truly ready. Perfectionism doesn't make you better. It keeps you stuck. Done is better than perfect. Shared is better than hidden. Number 4. Comparison is the thief of joy. When Elena compared herself to others, she lost sight of her own value. Your journey is yours alone. Someone else's success doesn't diminish yours. Run your own race. Create your own art. Live your own story. Number 5. Action silences doubt more than thinking ever will. Elena didn't defeat doubt by analyzing it. She defeated it by painting anyway. By submitting anyway. By showing up anyway. Overthinking feeds doubt. Action starves it. Number 6. Your worth is not determined by external validation. Not everyone loved Elena's work. And that's okay. Your value doesn't come from applause. It comes from authenticity. Create because you must, not because others approve. Number 7. The people who matter will see you. When Elena stopped hiding, the right people found her. Your work doesn't need to reach everyone. It just needs to reach those who truly see it. Quality connections matter more than quantity. Number 8. You are not your fear. For years, Elena believed the voice of doubt was her, but it wasn't, it was just fear. You are not your anxiety. You are not your self-criticism. You are the person choosing to move forward despite them. The final lesson. Your future is not written by your fear. It's written by your choices. Elena's life transformed not when doubt disappeared, but when she chose to act anyway. Every day you have the same choice. Listen to the voice, or silence it with action. So wherever you are right now, whether you're hiding your talents, doubting your worth, or afraid to begin, remember Elena's story. The voice will always speak, but you don't have to obey. Your dreams are waiting. Your potential is real, and the only person who can free you is you. You are braver than your doubt. You are stronger than your fear. And your story is just beginning. If you found this story inspiring, give us a like. Write in the comments what you learned today. Don't forget to subscribe. We will meet again.